Hey there, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Cruising Montana. And today, Glasgow to Glendive. Short trip. I've been to Glendive before, but I didn't deliver there, so it doesn't count for the event. So that's what we're doing today. It's gonna be like 250 km, something like that, just like the first trip. Conveniently enough, we found a job right at Tidbit, where we were initially on episode 7, so that's going to be very convenient. Look at this truck, though. Oh my god, it looks amazing, doesn't it? Lovely Western Star 57X. Quite the looker. Quite the looker. Full of chrome and stuff. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? Turn this on, listen to the engine sounds. Ooh, baby. Power. It's got all that power. Anyway, inside we go. It's first gear. And I mean, the drive, because it's auto. Shame. Wish it were manual, but it is what it is. You know, gotta go with the times. Gotta get on with the times. Anyway, let's get out of here. Gotta make that money. Because I want to expand and buy more garages and stuff and trucks. Gotta increase my fleet. Keep the money coming. Although, not a lot of it, otherwise it's gonna be like it happened to my Hero Truck Simulator save, where it's just... I have more money than I have use for it. You know, like, that's one of the things that I don't quite like about this game, is how the economy just loses its point after you get far into it. You know, you just... I don't know, it's just like... After you buy all the garages and stuff and all the trucks, what else do you do with the money? There's no use for it. You cannot, like, gamble it. You cannot expand and maybe buy, like, a cargo airline or something like that. It would be cool. Even if you couldn't actually see it, you know, but, like, buy shares at a major cargo airline, buy shares at any kind of company, maybe even the companies that are present in the game. So let's say, oh, so shares at Tidbit, and then you get like a better cut or something like that. When you deliver to or from Tidbit, you could get a better cut. You know, stuff like that. More passive income. Because after one point, it's just useless. I mean, the money keeps coming and coming and coming, and there's no use for it. It just piles up. You know, you just have no way to spend the money anymore. So it would be cool. Maybe even like actual stock market, like Grand Theft Auto 5. They have their own stock market of sorts. So you could, like, you know, buy stock for your favorite company, like Postbed or something like that, and then make money or lose money, and it's dynamically generated based on factors that are also random. And I don't know, maybe if you damage the cargo, maybe their shares could go down or go up. I don't know, just different stuff that would allow you to actually use that money a lot more. Maybe even like customize your own garage with stuff, like buy, I don't know, posters, art, change the furniture. Like, oh, I want a different desk. It's little stuff, it's dumb obviously, but it does make a difference at the end of the day if you manage to make your game look more like yourself, you know. It's the little things. I feel like it would be very cool if they could do that. And my internet is down. Amazing. Quite the thing you love to see. So I might have to drive this again at one point. This is great. Absolutely great. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be back though at one point. Before we finish, hopefully. But yeah, I just wish the game had more ways to allow you to use the money, because at one point there's just no use for it anymore. You even run out of like drivers to hire. So like, even if you want to expand, you cannot, because there's no more drivers anymore. It stops generating drivers. So like, you know, it is fun up until the moment it is not. Once you get a lot of money, it's just it loses its purpose because there's nothing else to spend money on. And I wish you could spend money on more things rather than just garages and trucks, you know, and trailers, you know, stuff that maybe at a glance could seem like meaningless, like I said, like being able to customize your garage with stuff. I mean, the same way you can customize the truck, and it's a little thing, but it's such a nice thing because it gives it personality. It makes the truck look more like your thing, you know, look more like yourself. Because before the add-on, before you could actually customize, every truck would always look the same in many ways. Like my truck would be similar to yours if we drove like the same brand and so on, because there's nothing else it could change other than the skin and maybe a few cockpit options like different leather or something like that. You know what I mean? And then like if you could, and then if you could, you can now. And then being able to customize it makes it look a lot more like yourself, your own style. So it looks unique. That's very cool. Players like that. People like that when they can make stuff look more like them, you know. And I wish you could do that with garages as well, because why not? I mean, obviously you don't see it as often, you don't visit it as much, but it would be cool if you could change the furniture. If you could have, like, let's say a Scania poster, a Volvo poster, a DAF poster. It doesn't matter. Maybe a couple miniatures, like collectibles. You know, maybe like they could run a couple World of Truck events where you win a little miniature, like a mini. Like let's say this one is a Scania event, then you earn a mini Scania to put in a showcase in your garage. And then next time there's a Mercedes one, there's a Volvo one, and then you get more miniatures, and then you could showcase your full stack, like your own personal collection of miniatures and stuff, similar to like the cabin thingies, but you know, different at the same time. More like, you know, rewards and stuff that you could customize your garage with. Would be nice. I mean, the state events, you could win a little souvenir, like a cup, a mug, I don't know, a flag, give or take. Little, you know, memorabilia in a way. It's tiny. It is tiny, but people love cosmetics. It does so much with so little. Because it looks so irrelevant, so minimal, but it does play such a huge role into, you know, adding more reasons for you to actually grind and invest time. Because I feel like both ATS and ETS, they have a sort of like expiry date in a sense for the career mode, because at one point it just is not interesting anymore. If you don't really enjoy driving, if you don't really love getting in the truck and just driving, if you care about the stats and the career, there's one moment when there's just no point to it anymore. And there's, like, I would say two major points where that happens. There's two major let's say bus killer moments that happen throughout the career that make it not as cool, which would be at first once you reach the maximum level. So you get not the maximum level per se, but the maximum level where you unlock stuff. So there's nothing after that in terms of, like, you know, getting better payments, getting better cargo, unlocking parts for the truck. So that's already 50% of it. There's nothing else to grind for on that regard. Then you gotta grind for the company, making your company bigger, buying all the garages, buying all the trucks, hiring all the drivers. And then once you complete that as well, there's literally nothing else, and money becomes meaningless, and you drive for the grind. And if grinding is worthless, what is the point of driving? If, like, you know, you got everything, you have it all, why are you driving? Why are you investing time if you got everything already? You know what I mean? And then that makes me kind of only go on ETS2 specifically, because in American Truck I still haven't really managed to like get all the garages and stuff, so I'm still not fully there. So there's still a little bit of a reason to grind, but ETS2 for instance, like I only go there when there's a new DLC and then I unlock it, drive, explore all the cities and so on, and that's about it. And then I come back during events when there's something cool. But there's no reason to grind anymore. There's no reason to go and improve my save game because I've already conquered everything I could possibly want to conquer. So I feel like it does lose most of the charm after those two very critical moments. The moment when you don't have anything else to unlock as far as parts are concerned, and then once the grind becomes meaningless. And then what would I propose in terms of like how could you actually mitigate that problem? Maybe if you could actually like drop items, like let's say they make a couple skins and a couple items. It doesn't have to be like I said with the garage stuff. Let's just say there's a collection, like it's maybe a yearly kind of collection or every 6 months, something like that, with a bunch of items. And then you have like a window every week. If you complete X deliveries, like 12 jobs, let's say 12 World of Trucks deliveries, you get one item, you get one drop, random drop. It could be anything. It could be a truck skin, it could be a cabin accessory thingy, it could be a trailer livery. It doesn't matter. It would be that specific item. And it would range from obviously the common stuff to the rare stuff, like it is with the stuff that you already get on World of Trucks. I feel like that wouldn't make people actually grind, because then there would be a market for items. Items that are not binded to an event. You know, items that are just extra items that are not really part of anything. They're just there. Like CSGO, let's say, when you can drop, like every week, there's a window. You can drop a crate, you can drop a skin, you can drop a sticker, kind of like that. And then you could sell it, you could trade it, whatever you want. But it's not an item that you only obtain through events, which are rare. You only have so many events, you know, throughout a year. So if you could actually get a stable income, a stable item income every week, as long as you complete a predetermined amount of jobs, and then you get the stuff. That would be so cool, because that would make it so people would want to play more. And being 12 jobs a week, it's kind of hard, depending. It does demand some time, which would also mean the drops would be would not be cheap, you know. Like the stuff, the average price for that kind of stuff that would drop only under such conditions, under such predetermined conditions, they would not be cheap like they are with the event stuff over time, because you have like weeks to do it. But we're talking about a week, a sole week for this specific item. You know, we're talking about it's way more limited. So there's a lot more. It's a lot more challenging in terms of not challenge per se, but like the time it actually takes. So it's not everyone that would be able to get it. It's not for everyone. Meaning that the demand would be high, perhaps because collectibles, but the offer would not be as high because it's harder to obtain the material, you know, because the window is so small that there's a lot more people wanting to buy it than people that actually have it to offer to sell, you know. There's only so many of them willing to sell the items, and a lot of people wanting to buy the items. So that would create a little bit of a market, maybe even comparable to like CSGO, like I said, for in-game stuff, For the garage, for the truck, who knows? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as it creates a condition where you have to drive more, you have to be more active in order to benefit from it. So if you want to have the good stuff, if you want to, it gives it a goal, an end goal, which adds up to like the company grind, the truck grind, which is also very important. It is fun as well, but it does have an expiry date. It's not forever. Once you get what you want, it's over. Then what keeps you coming back to the game? Generally, I mean, for myself and for a lot of people I know, it's the events. So like every now and then there's an event, and then, oh yeah, let's play again. Like, it doesn't make me, it doesn't, I don't want to play every day anymore. Because I already got what I wanted. I already achieved what I wanted to achieve. So it doesn't keep me coming back every day, because there's no reason for it. But if they give the player a reason to come back and play every day, be it for items or something else, an extra motivation, then I feel like it could be a game changer. It could actually be a game changer, because mods and stuff only go so far. Obviously, you can spice things up, add some map mods and new trucks and extend the gameplay, but it only goes so far. And there's a point where the game itself has to find ways to keep the player coming back, to keep the player interested and willing to spend time playing it, because time is limited. After all, if you think about it, and people choose it wisely. Where do they spend their time? How do they spend their time? Which game do they spend their time on? Because you only have a certain amount. So like, are you gonna spend that time playing this game or that game? The game that doesn't have a go anymore, or the game that you could potentially earn stuff from it, that you could potentially grind, So it really adds up to, it really makes it look more favorable on that regard. I'm like, oh, okay, so now I do have a reason to invest my time again on this game that I already kind of finished, that I already did all the things I wanted to do, but now I also want to earn this item. I also want to earn this token, this specific achievement, whatever. You know what I mean? It just something that keeps you coming back for more action. I feel like that would be a very welcome addition from like many standpoints, and it would also help like heating up the economy, the game economy, in ways that people do not even imagine. Just my 5 cents, though. Just my 5 cents. Can we park this? Please, 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 please. Oh, yes. Okay, that kind of scuffed, but it worked. Haha. And that concludes episode 8. I'm sorry about the rambling. That was a little bit too much, perhaps. But I hope you guys agree with the points I made. I mean, it's just a random filler for the video, but I hope you guys agree with, or at the very least understand what I'm trying to convey. With the points I tried to make there. But yeah, I feel like that would give it an extra life. You know what I mean? For the future, to keep us coming back and back for more. But that's just me, just my 5 cents. And obviously, feedback's much appreciated. Comment section is right down below, where you could also share your take on that, on what he said about the game having like a limited lifespan, on keeping you back, on keeping you coming back to play. Like, what makes you play ATS and ETS? Like, what is the thing that keeps you coming back for more? What is your major motivation? And what is your major demotivation? Like, what does make you not want to play it? Is it the lack of Go? What is it specifically? Share with us down in the comments section. And yeah, that's it for today. Bye bye. See you guys on episode 9, which releases tomorrow. Bye bye.